So I'm going to start off with some great news, is that although we've had 4 officers that were shot this evening, all 4 had non-life-threatening injuries. 2 of them were shot in the leg, 1 was shot in the foot, and the other was shot in the arm. So that's the blessed news for tonight. But the rest of the things I'll say are I think pretty bad. Hey, we started with a peaceful protest earlier around 3. That was a couple of thousand people. I think everybody knows about that. Everything from a lot of marching on the streets of St. Louis as well as being on the highway. But after and then they came back and then they lingered around. But sometime later, a group of folks, 200 or so, obviously had no intention on protesting or doing anything constructive. All they came down to do was hype up, start jumping up and down like crazy people, and started throwing things. They started looting all over downtown, and we had to protect our headquarters building. They were throwing fireworks on officers. Fireworks were exploding on officers. They had officers that had gas poured on them, and we're trying to figure out what is going on. How could this be? Mr. Floyd was injured down and was killed somewhere else, and they're tearing up cities all across the country. And what constructive thing is going on? The looting, and we still have trying to get control. We have federal assets helping us. We have St. Louis County. We got the Missouri Highway Patrol. We have the National Guard. We got everybody trying to help us, and all of this because some people just decided to steal and break windows. That's all they're doing. So I don't understand what that has to do with Mr. Floyd's death. That's what I don't understand. But all that was going on tonight was people throwing rocks, throwing explosives on officers, trying to throw gas. Officers exhibited extraordinary restraint, and when they tried to seize upon headquarters, we used some munitions to put people back. But that was after rocks had been thrown at them, after fireworks had been exploded upon them. And so I just don't understand. I don't think anybody understands why this mayhem is going on across the country. But hey, so I'll go back to the good news. The good news is that we have some officers that were struck by gunfire. They were standing near a line, and all of a sudden they felt pain. And so they didn't hear shots, and to fire on people that aren't doing anything, they're just standing there. So some coward fired shots at officers, and now we have 4 in the hospital. But thankfully, and thank God, they're alive. They're alive. But can we make some sense out of this? Can we make some sense out of this? That's all I'm trying to say. Mr. Floyd's death is tragic, but can we make something out of something that these kids come down here and just start like crazy, jumping up and down like they're enthused by the jumping, high-fiving each other, flourishing pistols. And as we speak, we're trying to get control of the city. As we speak, still hearing gunfire and everything. And so, you all might have some questions, but I don't know what else to say. This is horrible.
Chief, the firefighters were taking gunfire and rocks were being thrown at them. They couldn't get to scenes of fires. Talk about that a little bit. I mean, how you said it's not under control as yet.
Right. Well, the same individuals went in there and stole, looted the 7-Eleven and then set it on fire. So again, what we don't understand is all the destruction and theft, because what does stealing have to do with any of this? And so folks came down there just to steal, just to destroy property, and just to hurt officers. That was the purpose of their coming.
Chief, what's it going to take to get this under control?
Well, right now we have the assistance of St. Louis County, the Missouri Highway Patrol, federal assets, and the National Guard. So right now, we seem like we're getting a little control with all of those people helping us. But at the end of the day, the whole thing is what is the point of folks jumping up and down, high-fiving each other, flourishing pistols, throwing gasoline on policemen, throwing bottle rocks and that type of thing at officers, and then laughing about it, and then you have 4 officers laying on the ground injured. So that I don't. You can ask me something, but I'm saying I don't know. I don't know how to process. I'm not processing that.
Can you tell us a little more about how they were shot? We were up there tonight on Olive.
Right.
It was like 16th and Olive.
Right.
It was really hot tonight.
Right.
Where there was a whole string of officers in protective gear. Were these four in that line? Were they?
They were on the side. They were on the side of the line, so they weren't at. They weren't actually.
Where did it happen?
So it's somewhere between like 15th and 16th and Olive.
Okay. And do you feel that there was just one shooter, multiple shooters?
We have no idea how many shooters there were.
Have there been any arrests?
We have not identified any shooters or made any arrests with respect to the shootings.
Does it look like just random shots into the police line?
I believe some coward randomly shot at the police line.
Okay.
Chief, you mentioned about the National Guard, that they'd come in now. What does that mean? Does that inflame the situation?
Well, hey, I think right now it is obvious that they're helping us keep control of the city. So, hey, they're being very helpful as we speak.
Last question. Okay, thank
When
you.
you see this, Chief, when you see this, how does this make you feel?
It makes me feel, I think how I feel right now, there's a pit in my stomach. I'm stunned, and we need to pray for our city and pray for these officers. That's what we need to do. But I can't describe my emotions, sir. I just know that I don't understand what's going on. Innocent officers being shot at. I can't explain that to you. But somebody thinks, obviously, the person that did it thought that somehow is constructive, and all it is destructive, theft, and property damage is all it is. Thank you.
How many officers were
Thank you.
around the
Thank you.
officers?